Intending couples are not couples. The fact that we want to get married does not mean we are married. So let's not start doing what married people are doing. Don't say, I want to get married to him. You go and spend the weekend in his house. You cook. You do the laundry. You do all of that. And you sleep with him.
Yeah.
In the name of, we're going to get married. They've already agreed they're going to get married. You're not couple yet. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And it will be devastating if after you have slept together, had sex, and something happens, and it ends.
Hello everyone, you are welcome to my channel. Stacy here as always, and this is Moments with Stacy. On this channel, I talk about faith, life issues, education, and business. So you're welcome to today's video. I will not be the only person talking. I have a special guest with me, and I want you to pay attention to what we'll be talking about. Please watch this video to the end, as she'll be sharing very useful tips for single men and women. Thank you so much. Keep watching. She is here with me and I want to introduce her officially. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
We have Ashwebi. We're doing Ashwebi. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So may we know you?
Okay, my name is Miriam Kim Orodu.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm a teacher by profession.
Okay. And a minister of the word of God.
Okay.
That's why she's here.
Yeah, by God's grace.
Okay.
God is helping us.
All right. You're welcome. All right. More to say?
Marriage, I counsel people, marital counseling, marriage counseling.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So today's topic will be about advice for single men and women. So all the videos I've made was for women, but today we'll be looking at both the guys and the ladies, and she will be sharing very important tips to help single men and women to choose right. She will focus on the questions you need to ask while courting, right? So that's what we'll be looking at, and I will give her the floor to talk. So, ma'am, over to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll start by saying that marriage is a very interesting institution. Very interesting institution that God made. And like you know, God will not give us stone for bread.
Yeah.
So, and the Bible said that whatever God made was good, including marriage. So marriage inclusive. Marriage is good. But when it comes to settling down for the male and for the female, it is very important for you to understand yourself. I want to get married, yes. So who are you? Don't just wake up, I'm 25, I'm 22, my mates are getting married and I need to settle down. But who are you? Do you understand yourself? Who are you? What are you living for? Purpose is very important. What are you living for? Where are you going to? And then why do you want to get married? You don't have to get married. You don't want to. But God made it. You want to get married, fine. So why do you want to get married? So it's very important for people to understand themselves, both the male and the female to understand themselves before going into marriage or talking about, wanting to get married. Because marriage is a whole lot of work. Marriage is a whole lot of work. As good as it is, as interesting, as fun as it can be, it is what hard work. You work. Just the same way you want to be a medical doctor, you need to go to school, you study and all of that. Marriage, you need to work. Don't just wake up and say, my friends are getting married, I'm getting old, I'm 32, I'm 35, then I need to settle down, and somebody just come across you and they said, okay, let's go. It's not
And you
that.
just follow the
And
person.
you just follow. It's not that. So it's very, very important to get to know yourself first. Who am I? Why am I here on earth? Where am I going to? Then why do I want to get married? You should know why we want to get married. In choosing a life partner, so many things are involved. As much as it's important to know The love has to be there. You need to check out this, check out that. Is he working? Check. Is he handsome? Check. Is she beautiful? Check. Is she intelligent? Check. And all of that. The first place I believe that we should start is going back to God.
Absolutely.
Going back to God. God made us.
Yeah.
He knows what is good and better for us.
Mm.
You know, we don't know what the future holds. God knows. So He
Yeah.
knows the end from the beginning. That
Beginning.
person you're saying yes to, God knows who the person is going to be in the next 20 years.
20 years.
So it's better to go back to God and say, okay, God, what do you have for me?
Mm.
This person is coming. If it's for the guy, I saw this girl, I like this girl, should I go ahead?
Mm.
If it's for the lady, this person is coming, should I go ahead? What should I do? We need to go back to God and ask God. I hear people say that God is not involved in marriage. God gave Adam to Eve and Adam gave Eve, so now you need to sort yourself out. If we cannot sort ourselves out in every other thing, why is it in marriage we want to sort ourselves out? You know, so
that determines almost everything about your life,
your destiny, the
purpose,
children you're going to
everything.
bring to life. You know, people get married and they forget themselves. So it's very important to know why, who is this person? Is this God's will for my life? And you know, when we're talking about God's will, it's not that one person will just come up and say, "Thus saith the Lord," or you just. We should have developed a relationship with God. You should have known how God speaks to you. When God is saying no, yes, yes, no, you know, in little things and all of that. So it's very important to get to understand how God speaks to us, and then in marriage, we're praying about it, we're going to say, okay, God, what do you have to say? Very important. And after knowing, okay, this is God's will for me, this is who I want to get married to, this is why I want to get married, or this is the reason why I'm getting married to this person, it is important to talk.
That is very important.
Very important to spend time in good conversation. You know, you see people, they are going out, go to the movie, hang out, and there's nothing wrong with that anyway. There's nothing wrong with all of that. But it is very important to sit down and talk about the future. And I also want to stress a little by telling the ladies, you know, you're not getting, the man is not doing you a favor by proposing to you. That the man comes to you and says, I want to get married to you, does not mean, you know, I'm so excited. If you're waiting for it, that's a different thing. But the fact that a man is proposing to you is not doing you any favor.
Both of you are there for a purpose.
Yes, the both of you are there for a purpose. So you need to understand, okay, this person wants to get married to me. Do I want to get married to the person? The lady is a determinant factor here. So it is not that the man proposed to me, so I need to marry him. No. Do you want to marry this man? So most ladies just feel, I have one person, I have two person, I have three person. Who do I choose? Or you just feel because the man came. No. That is why I started by saying that it is important to know where you are going to. Know why you are living. Know why you're here on earth. That determines the choices you make, the things you settle for. So by the time we get to understand, okay, this person is proposing, where is this person going to? What does the future hold? I've prayed about it, yes. But you should know that you are the important factor here. Don't say, I need to give him an answer before he will go. Excuse me? There's no need to feel, you know, I need to give him an answer before he leaves and all of that. Take your time. Be sure of the decision you want to make before going into it. And when we're doing this, let's be sincere. Sincerity. Let's be sincere to ourselves and to God. Sometimes we think we are deceiving God. You're praying for one thing, you're going for another thing. You're asking for one thing, but your heart is on something else. You say, Lord, give me your will, but you have crafted your heart. You have crafted your will in your own heart. And you want God. What do you want God to say? You know, there are times we pray and we're just giving God information, and God said, okay, I'm fine with your information. We're not actually waiting on God to say, God, what are you saying? So it is important to pray. It is important to get to hear what God is saying, and it's important to open up to what God has to say. And the Bible said, faithfulness is his character, wickedness is an abomination before him. So God cannot cheat us, even in marriage. We can't miss it if we come sincerely to God. If our hearts are truly open to God. If what we are asking for is what is actually in the depth of our heart. We're not just, you know, saying, God, come and have your way. Meanwhile, we already have our way. So it is important to take your time to pray. It is important to have an open heart to what God is saying, because the truth is that God knows the end from the beginning.
That's the truth. Same as you said, the lady should know herself. So if you have an idea of where you are going to, and you don't get the man that fits into that place, you will keep dreaming and it will not become your reality
Yeah.
because you're picking the wrong person for that kind of journey. Imagine a lady who loves to study. She wants to study very wide, and you go for a man that you know all the days of his life, he is all about money. He believes that you can just do business and make money. So anytime you bring the idea of studies to him, he would point at those people who went to the school and
Yes.
are not productive with their certificate. It doesn't mean that there are no people who went to the school that are not productive.
Yeah.
But because that is not his area of interest, he chooses to focus on the negative side of what you like. So if you go for a kind of man like that, your dream will end up becoming a mirage because you
Yeah.
will always dream and it will not be a reality. Anytime you bring it to the table, he pushes it back.
Yeah.
But the kind of man who likes what you are doing, even when you feel reluctant about that idea, he will remind you, remember you ever told me you want to
Yeah.
be this. What are you saying about that decision? So that is why it is important that you know where you are going to. So you choose the right person to encourage you when you are on the journey. So we are also thinking of the questions that people should ask. You know, when the courtship is going on, there are things that singles are supposed to pay attention to.
Yeah.
What are the very important questions you feel they should never ignore in
Okay.
courtship?
All right. Before I even dive into that, it is also important to know that before you say yes to a man, know why he wants to marry you. Because people are getting married for diverse
Many
reasons.
Mm.
You might want to get married to have a cook. You want somebody that will be cooking your meals. You want to get married, you want 12 children because your grandfather's children died. So you want to replace the ones that died. So people have diverse reasons. Before I got married, I asked my husband, why do you want to marry me?
Yeah.
I asked him, why do you want to get married first? Why do you want to
Yes.
marry me? Because we need to be on the same page.
Yeah.
I know what I want to do. I know where I am going to. So it won't be right for me to get married to a man that
His
just
direction is
his
different from
direction
your
is different. So most men want to get married just for sex. Just know that you'll be in the office, they'll call you, please pack and come home. I'm waiting for you in the house. You know that.
Yes.
Even as much as that is okay, it's fun. But when it is interfering with other part of your life,
Yes.
it becomes an issue.
An issue.
A man wants to eat fufu by 12 o'clock in the night and he wakes up and says, no, I don't want to eat rice. It's fufu I want to eat. After cooking rice, you run to the kitchen. So some men just want a very good cook.
Yeah.
Get to know where, and some of them once they cook, they don't mind. They won't agree for any other person to cook except their wife.
Their wife.
So you need to understand that so that you know exactly what you're
going
getting into. Very important. Know why you want to get married. Some people want companionship, and that is what marriage is meant for.
Yes.
Companionship brings about this every other thing that
other,
goes with it. You know, I'm married to you, it's my duty to do this, but some people go the extra mile. I want children. Let's say we'll get to that because those are some of the things we should ask in courtship. But know why the man wants to get married. Some people just want children. They want by the time they turn 5 is here, 4 is here, 3 is here, 2 is there, and all of that. It's okay. That's his choice. But we should be on the same page. So before saying yes to a man, get to know why he wants to get married. Why does he want to get married? So that you don't get into a situation where you're wondering, how did I get here? Look at my life, and all of that. If that is settled, then we can now move to, okay, we have agreed, we're going to get married. And before agreeing, I also feel it is very important that a lady or a guy don't just wake up and want to marry a girl. I say, this is the girl I want to get married to, and you settle it and go ahead. No, you're not speaking to anybody. Nobody is giving you counsel. No counsel. You're one man mopo. You make your decision. You live by it, stand by it, and all of that. As good as it is, because you're the man, you take responsibility. But it is important to seek counsel. The Bible said, in the multitude of counsel, you don't go astray. So it is important to have somebody you're talking to, somebody that will pray with you and said, okay, let's go. Somebody, if there's
That
need
person is
to
the
hold
second
on,
eye in the relationship.
it can be a mentor, it can be a discipler, it can be your parent, and all of that. Very important. And then sometimes people say, what if I told the person and the person is saying, no, I should not marry this person? Then give it time. Time will prove your conviction. If you're convinced, God the Father told you, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, fine. But you have told maybe your mentor or your discipler or your parents, and they said, hold on, or we're not comfortable with this. Give it time. Time will prove. As you're giving it time, you're praying about it, you're checking it, and whatever it is will come up with time. So when we get into the relationship proper, we know, okay, this is the person I want to get married to. It is important to talk. You see people, they just move around. I said, okay, so what are you guys discussing? And I just discovered that, seriously, it's an issue to me. It's giving me concern. Because I've discovered that people are not talking. Marriage is such a long-term journey that you can't tell what is inside. You can't tell what life will throw at you. So it is important to play your part, so that when you get to a junction and you can't understand what is happening, you can go back to God and say, God, we kept our own part of the deal. There are times it might be children, it might be one thing. You can hold on to God. The Bible said, he that breaks the edge, the serpent to bite. So let's check it. It's very important. So getting back to what to talk about before getting married, or before the marriage date or the wedding date. It is important to talk about money.
You don't touch me. Nyamara.
It is important to talk about money. Because as simple as it looks, money is a factor in marriage. Let's say the man is working, the lady is working. And it gets to a point, they say joint account. If it works for you, fine. And then before we really talk about that, don't say Mr. A is doing that, so let's do that. Mr. B is doing it, let's do it. If joint account is not working for you, please separate your accounts. You know your partner, you know what will work for you. And then you also bring us back to the point of, you're not getting married to everybody. You're getting married to one person. The guy is getting married to one lady. The lady is getting married to one guy. So take your time and understand that person, not every man. You say men used to. It's not men. Your syllabus is one person. So take your time to study this particular person. Who is this person? What is his strength? Can he manage money? Can he do this? Can we run like this? So you know what works for this person, not what works for everybody. Very important. In as much as we are one, if it's not working in financial aspect, that doesn't mean I can just go and buy a land without letting you know. No. We discuss things, but I have custody of my money, you have custody of your money. But we know, you know what comes in, I know what goes in. We don't have to put the money together to work together. Talk about how we're going to take care of our parents. Very important. How much are we going to be sending to our parents? I will look at it. Okay, maybe the girl's mother is working, or the guy's mother is working, the other person is not working. So we know how we can support. The person that is working does not need so much. Or the person that is already rich. It's possible the girl's lady is rich, meanwhile the guy's parents are not. So we can't say, no, we have to give everybody 20,000. You understand? So it doesn't work like that. So we consider. Where do we need to give more? Where do we need to give less? Where do we need to come in? How do we do? It's very important to talk about money. Because if you just keep quiet about it, just discover that the man will be sending money to spend. And you just get to a point, you're not even sending to my parents, you're only sending And then maybe the lady is always, women, they know how to go about such things. They'll just know how to tie it from here to here, move to their parents. And the man is saying, no, I'm bringing the money for us to plan. You're sending to your parents. So it becomes an issue. So money is very important. And such decisions are actually liable to change. Sometimes you make a decision and something comes up, we need to change. Fine, but let it be in agreement. Because where there is no agreement, suspicion comes in. Talk about sex. Sex is a very important issue that should be discussed. Mostly where maybe one person was already sexually active before they met or something. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's get to know, okay, this is me, this is where I'm coming from. What are the expectations? And so that you know the person's weakness. And you learn, because it's something you learn in it. You learn in it. So we talk about sex. This is what we need to know. This is what we need. We help each other in it. We help each other in it. So it's important to know. It's important to talk about it. Where we need to read books about business, let's read books. And that's another thing. People are not reading. They want to get married. You have not read 5 love language, the person's love language you don't know. And you tell somebody that is preparing to get married, have you read the 5 love languages? Say, I've not even heard about it. Okay, have you read any book about marriage? What do you know? Do you follow people that talk about marriage? No. And you just want to get married. Excuse me, you go to school to study for 4 years. And you want to get married for a lifetime. And you're not doing anything about it. They are good books. They are good Christian books one can read. So it is important to take time. Sometimes you can share these books
Yeah.
so that we're understanding the same thing. We're learning from the same source and all of that. And it helps us.
Yeah.
So the guy buys a book, you read, or the lady gets a book, read and share to him. And let's take time to read. Let's take time to read. Very important. Talk about ourselves. What are our goals? Where are we going to? Some people want to go to school. When I got married, a friend called me and she said, whatever you want to do with your life, talk about it now. So that you don't get married. And the guy will not say, we did not discuss that. It's not part of the plan. So sometimes people want to get married and they make sacrifices. Like, no, don't worry. I'm okay. Anything you say is fine.
About your own life.
Your own life. So the guy comes up and says, no, you're not going to work. You're going to take care of the children. After giving birth, you go to work. And then you're feeling frustrated, feeling cheated, feeling miserable.
Because that's not what you want.
So what are your goals? Where are you going to? Where are you going to? These are things we should drum over again. We come back to it. These are my goals. This is where I'm going to. That will help us be on the same page. And like you said earlier, if you're beginning to, drift from it or, forget about the goals, the other person can remind you. Even though, sometimes you get into relationship, anything you're saying, the guy is nodding or the lady is nodding. And by the time you get married, you say, this thing cannot work. It happens, but that shows that the person is not a child of God. So, but the place of prayer is also very important. Pray about these things, but it is important to talk. This is my life. This is where I'm going to. This is what I want to be. I want to go back to school. I want to have PhD. I want to do my master's. I want to have a business. Let's talk about it. Because it's possible the man has, I remember before I got married, somebody came and said, the guy proposed and he said he has a shop presently and he wants to open another shop. He's selling clothes and I was like, my life. I don't get. Is it a side hustle or that is what I should do? He's a business guy. The guy has planned his life.
He's sincere with
he's sincere and he told me
his desires.
It's not in my
It's not your own.
It's not at all. It's not. So these are things we should talk about. Where are we going to? You want to get married, the guy has a plan of becoming a pastor. And this is where we go back to God and say, God, is this for me? Because if it is for you, God will prepare your heart for it also. God will make you understand, yes, even though you were not seeing it, it is part of the plan for your life. So it is important to check. It is important to talk about it. What are we doing? What is your plan? What are your prospects? What are you going into? What are you going into? Don't marry a man that don't have where he's going to. And no man wants to marry a woman that don't have where she's going to.
Because everybody is looking for something good. Everybody is looking for something good.
Everybody is looking for something good. And that is where the place of, I want to get married and rest. Marriage is not a resting ground. There's so much in it. And that is why people should get prepared for marriage. Don't just get excited and be waiting for one man to come and sweep you off your feet. Or for the guy, you just say, no, I like this lady and all of that. There are things to look out for. Marriage is, I'm not saying it because I'm here, but I'm just telling you, I've never regretted getting married for once. Because before I got married, somehow I think I had the privilege of learning so much. Even though once in a while, you get to adjust here and there, but it is work. It is hard work. You knew you have children. You knew you were going to pray for the children. You knew these are things we already knew before we went into it. So
we're prepared for the task ahead.
Even though the task, sometimes you can't prepare completely, but as it's coming, you're getting stronger, you're getting more prepared. The baby cries in the night, you stay up all through. The next day you're going to work. You can't quit any. You can't quit any, and that is a place of understanding yourself. Even though it is important to know when to source out anyway, but you are in charge.
You are in charge.
You are in charge as the lady. So marriage is work. For the lady, you are meant to help. For the guy, you are meant to love. To love, and you take responsibility as the man because you are the head of your home. You are the head of your home. A man who cannot take care of his family is worse than an infidel.
That's what
so
the Bible
you have
says.
a full-time job to do. So there's so much in marriage, but in all of this, the grace we need to function has been given to us. The strength we need, the wisdom, if only we can go back to the source and say, God, this is the state I'm in. What do you have to say? I need strength. I need grace. You know, the psalmist said, there's a version that said, He gives me new strength. So there's strength for each day. There's strength for each level, each phase of life we come to. So, but we must know that this is work. And the reason why people get into marriage and walk out of marriage is because they were not prepared. They didn't know. They just felt, oh, I'm going to go and rest. You know, the guy is good. He's handsome. And he takes
He has money.
He has money.
And that's what I wanted to even stop you, but I said, let me finish. Let me allow you to finish. When you talk about the man being the head, taking responsibility. Now, I don't know if you can clarify about it. Does the responsibility only talk about money? Because we have seen men who would get married and they will say, I have given you money. What else do you want? So some of the women who are married, they are married to men that have money, but they complain every time because the man gives the money and she's complaining of another thing. Is it only money that is the responsibility of the man, or there are other aspects he should consider?
You know, it's a holistic thing.
Okay.
Money is there. You can be dropping money, but your lady is not happy. Your money means nothing.
Nothing.
And money can only make sense if the lady does not have her money.
Yeah.
That's when maybe your money can, okay, I have money, let me console myself with money. That's when she does not. But when she has money, so what have you done?
Yeah.
You have, he has. So what have you done? Attention is very important. The place of attention is important. The place of care, the place of love. What does it mean to love? Jesus loved and he gave. He gave everything. He gave his life. So in marriage, love is important. You know, it's important to become friends. It's important to establish a relationship. And God did not make a mistake when he gave the man a compatible companion. So they are companions. As a result of companionship, you know, when I was writing something on companionship, and it was so clear that, look, companionship covers everything. When we are companions, you know, we can talk. That is where the talking part comes in. That is where the caring part comes in. That is where we get to understand each other. I can read your mood. I know what to do at this point for you. Even when I don't know, I can easily come and ask. I can say, okay, what is it? What do I do? How can I help you?
Because of companionship.
Yes, because of companionship. Like I said, before we got married, I kept asking him, why do you want to get married? Why do you want to get married? And he was like, I said, I need to know. I need to know. Because I don't want to. No. The path is so straight that we cannot get complicated on the road. Let's understand why we are coming together. So companionship covers a lot of things. As companion, you get to understand each other. We talk. We don't know everything, but as we relate, you're getting to know me, you're loving me, I'm respecting you, because that is my place as a woman. It is your place to love. It's my place to respect. So in taking care of the woman, the man is the head. A father figure, a friend, you know, a prayer partner, a pastor. That's so much. It's not just dropping. What's money? What's money?
This is why it is important for the lady to ask these questions and know what the man's view about responsibility is.
And about marriage.
Because yes, many of the men out there, I am sorry to say this, but the largest percentage of men believe that if there is money, I have done everything. If I've given you money, there is nothing more, nothing less.
Marriage is,
and
money is the least.
For many women,
money is the least thing.
Yes.
I've met people that the money is there. They are crying.
Yes.
The money is there and they are miserable.
Yes.
One, the love. Two, you pay attention, you care. You know, the care is there, the attention is there, you take responsibility. There are men that don't care about anything. The money is there. You just say what they drop money and they go. Any other thing that happens in and around, they don't care.
And we, like parenting, also needs the presence of the father.
Very important.
Very important.
You know, the place of knowing why the person wants to get married is important.
Yeah.
Because if you really talk, some of these things you will know. And then you choose. You choose your choose.
Yeah.
You decide
you
this is it. I will go into it. I've seen this. It's clear, it's obvious. I want to go into it. So your heart is prepared for whatever comes out. But when you don't talk, you just feel it takes you out, take ice cream, takes you to movie. It's good. Have fun. You know, play together. But let's talk.
Yeah.
I believe in talking.
Yes.
I believe in talking because sometimes you don't do this talking. When you get in, you can't start talking. You're in already. What do you want to say? The talking is even more important,
Yeah.
necessary before you get in, not while you are inside. Because once you're in, you're in.
You're in.
You
Only
start
few
take your
people are
responsibility
willing to adjust when you are
when
in.
you're in. Yes,
And there are
very
very
few.
few. So
because
you don't
sometimes
want to
some
take
men
chance.
don't like
Yes.
that place of coming to talk and say, okay, let's
Yes.
evaluate our relationship. What have we done thus far? It's just 30 over 100.
Yeah.
Marriage is not something that just works on its own. It's not something that when we enter, we'll know how to
figure
do
it out.
No.
They don't figure out.
Let's trash these issues here. And then there are things you didn't even discuss that will still come up. To a good extent, you already know what, you already know what's up. So it
and
is
even
important.
while you are asking those questions, the way the person responds to you helps you to know if anything comes up in the future, I can still work with this person. So if the response of the person that you're asking the question, you notice that there is no gap for laxity at some point, you should think about it again. Are you willing to work with a hard person? Because some people are very hard, very principled. This is what I know. This is how it should be. This is how it should be forever. If you're okay to work with that kind of person, that's fine. But if you know you want a flexible kind of lifestyle, then you should also watch the way the person responds to these answers, these questions rather, and see if the person has space for flexibility. If you're willing to go with that, then you make that choice.
It's very important to talk about the plans because the guy might have the money today. Life can happen tomorrow. Does he have the ability to live yesterday and face today? You understand?
That's very crucial.
There's nothing like, when I had, excuse me, that was then. Let's face today.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Crucial.
So the guy had money, you got married to him. Does he have that strength, that capacity to move? Forget about yesterday. Let's look into the future. What does the future hold? Not something you now sit down. You're supposed to drop something. You're supposed to go out and look for it. But you know when I had. That was yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Even though we respect it, life happened. So let's move forward. What do we do? What can we do? Maybe you were working in a place, they were paying you 500,000. And something happened, you left there. You can work in a place, they pay you 100,000 for a start. At least to just, keep body and soul going until something better comes in. You don't just say, no.
So that means
that's not my class. That's not my class.
Ego.
How can I?
Ego.
So, the place of prospects. This lady, does she have prospects? This guy, does he have prospects? You understand what I'm saying? There are guys that got married, they have plans. But because the lady does not have plans, it's dragging them back. It's dragging them back.
So the two of them need to be on the same page.
They need to be on the same page. And you know one thing it does to us also is, if the guy is moving, if the lady is not moving, there's no equality.
Yes.
You begin to feel he's neglecting
me.
You understand? Because
yes.
I'm this, you are this. We now go out, you can't measure, you can't even talk. When we are, and sometimes people might not really have the privilege to maybe be educated, go into business, but develop yourself.
Yes. Self-development.
Yes, develop yourself. Mommy Funke Adejuwon, she usually said that, look, this guy is a pastor. She started reading. Yes. And today, look at where she is.
She is.
So it's not about where you're
even
coming
more popular than him.
Yes. It's not about where you're coming from. Where are you going to? So, this guy I'm getting married to, look at where he's going to. Where am I going to? You can't sit one place. The guy has masters. He has PhD. You're not doing business. You're not going to school. What are you doing? And tomorrow you just said, he's not taking me out, or we're not equal. We're not. Even if the guy is still taking you out, there's this level you get to.
There's an expectation. Yeah.
You begin to even feel inferior because sometimes the guy might don't want to make you feel bad. He takes you out. Sometimes he tells you what to say, tells you what to do. My friend, go and build your life.
How will you rehearse what to say? So if someone comes out from anywhere and asks you something that you did not rehearse from home,
so you
you'll just be blank.
Yes.
And we're not trying to justify it, but this is why some men, when they are at that peak of their career or at the peak of their life, when they look down, they are trying to look at the partner they have. You are very way down. And he's trying to see how the kind of people he has met. He's trying to see how his wife will connect into that network. But there's nothing about you that can connect into that place. Sometimes it is not even because the man deprived the woman
Yeah,
of
it's
those
true.
privileges. He
She's
was
not
trying to
interested.
push her.
She's
Leave
not
me alone, no.
interested.
I don't want. That's
Mm.
how you
This is
married
how you
me.
married me.
You married
Didn't
me.
you
I don't want to
didn't you see me like this before
like
you
this
married me?
before. Yes.
So that's where the place of talking even comes in.
Mm.
You get to understand each other. And as you're talking, you're sensing some of, you sense some of these things.
Yeah.
The place of talking is very important. I know I started this when we're going out, when I was going out with my husband, and he will come back and ask me, "Hey, so what did you say you're going?" I said, "We didn't even talk about it." He said, "No, let's talk about it again."
And that one is a gift. He has that talent.
We keep going back on goals. We keep going back. Do you know sometimes
You ask
after,
you almost 10 to 15 times.
what's your plan?
Yes.
What's your goal? If everybody
See,
that
sorry,
comes,
sorry to stop her. It is not only how. Just don't tell him one thing. Like me, I know my own. Immediately I meet him, he had one thing. You say, so how far now? How far are we? How far have we gone? He will remind, even if you're not his wife, he will remind you every day, as long as he has had that thing.
yes,
Till the day you come to say, finally,
I've
I
done
have
that.
done it. Then he will tell you,
You monitor.
congratulations.
Okay, you said it with your mouth. This is
Yes,
it. So how far? What step have you taken? What have you done?
yeah,
And that is because I said and I knew where I was going to.
yeah.
So if you don't know, it's just you can there will be a problem.
Problem,
It
yes.
might not be a problem of money, but there's this problem of equality, not equality per se, because we are not equal. The man is the head. We are not struggling
Yes.
for his position. But as
There's
friends,
balance.
relationship,
Yeah.
even in discussion,
Mm.
as it
Your
is with
reasoning.
your reasoning, as it is with the man, so it is with the woman.
Mm.
So
Yes.
there's so much to talk about.
Mm.
Let's not leave the place of talking.
Yeah.
Let's not just feel like God told me he's the one. Yes, God told you. So what?
Mm.
Talk. Get to know this person.
Person.
Get to understand.
Mm.
So we talk about money. We talk about sex. We talk about our goals.
Yes.
We talk about our family members.
Mm. That's what I wanted to even ask you now. I wanted to even ask. Let me even ask the question so you can
Okay.
talk about it too. What about talking about the place of the wife and the place of mother-in-law?
Mm.
So is it important they talk about these questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
So they
know,
know their assignment
yes,
before
it's
coming.
also important to know that for the lady, the man's mother is your mother.
Yeah.
The girl's mother is the guy's mother.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And we don't automatically expect the man to just change because this is his mother.
Yeah.
He has known the woman for, let's say, 29 years, 30 years,
Yeah.
35 before getting married. This is his mother. And the way you want your mother to be treated, treat his mother like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it might not be easy because some people are difficult, yes.
Yeah.
But you just love.
Yeah.
You just play your role and stay on your lane.
Lane. That lane is very important.
Sometimes wisdom is profitable.
Yeah.
And for me, my definition of wisdom is knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. That's my definition of wisdom because you might know what to do, you don't know how to do it. And you don't know when to do it. So knowing what to say, when to say, and how to say.
Yeah.
I usually give this illustration that two people can tell someone you're crazy. They will slap one and hug the other.
Yeah.
The manner.
Yes.
The manner, very important.
The choice of words also.
Choice of words. Choice of words, very important.
Mm.
So it is important to know that, look, the mother-in-law might be difficult, both for the man and to the woman also, might be difficult, but with wisdom. With wisdom, you can. I know there are people that have tried everything. It's not working. Some people have said, I choose to be the devil because I've tried, it's not working. But there are times that just pray and let it be. I believe in the power of prayers. There's nothing you don't pray about. And where you fumble, apologize. Where you make a mistake, where you went wrong, apologize.
Yeah.
Apologize. But look, the man's mother is his mother. Is also your mother. Your mother, the girl's mother is her mother. Is also your mother. And sometimes you also need to look at it this way. If it is your parent, if it's your mom, what will you say? If it is your mom that did this thing or that is saying this, what will you say? Or if it's your brothers that are in the house or your sisters that are in the house, what will you do? You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not easy. That's the place of maturity. Maturity is not in age. It's a thing of the mind. And while we are trusting God to get married, to settle down, these are things we pray about. Lord, make me mature at heart. So that you don't use your hand to spoil what God has given you. We all have our weaknesses, but as we go to God, bringing our weaknesses, He gives us strength. It gives us strength. So if we want to get married, we talk about our in-laws. When the lady gives birth, who will come? Very important. We need to know.
Yes.
But I usually advise that if the lady's parents are around, she's the one that put to bed, let her parents come first. That is because that doesn't mean the man's mother will not come. They will come. But the ability to handle it, because at that at that point, the lady is still trying to put herself together, still trying to gain strength and all of that. So there are things that even when your mood is not okay, your mother can easily tolerate it. But their mother-in-laws that are awesome. I'm telling you, they are awesome. They can absorb even what your own mother cannot take. Yes.
So it means that those kind of people, if you find them and you know they are willing to come, let them come over. But if it is not that kind of person, find someone that you can easily send around, and the person will not feel bad that you're sending him or her around the house anyhow.
Yes. So in the place of our in-laws, they are part of the family. They are your family and they are your family. So what you wouldn't want to be done to your parents or your siblings, don't do it to his parents and to his siblings.
Do you think it is okay that intending couples should set a rule that no any of their siblings or any of their relatives should live with them? Or there should be flexibility?
There should be flexibility. Why will you get to a point that nobody comes, nobody stays, nobody... You understand what I'm saying? And maybe the man, and that is where the place of sincerity is very important. If your answer is no, don't say yes. Spell it out. It's no. This thing cannot work.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? This thing cannot work. Why will you not get to a point that nobody visits us? You just came from the sky. You don't have families. Nobody will come and visit. Nobody will come and stay. It shouldn't be a problem. But in the first 1 year or 2 years of marriage, it's very important to stay and understand yourself. So that you've not understood yourself and somebody is coming at this time say, okay, this person
trying
moved
to
this,
understand.
that. So maybe for the first 1 or 2 years of marriage, it's important to stay, but there's no need making rules. Something can just happen.
And
somebody has to come. So what do? You say, no, we have agreed. Life is not like that. It's not. And besides, we are Africans. We're not like that. We're Africans. We accommodate. We are family kind of, people. So
even if it is something that you don't want, it should not be completely that nobody will come to the house. You might say, okay, we don't want someone to stay with us completely, but they can visit and go. That is another option. Then it gives you people the room to maintain your kind of nuclear family with little infusion of extended family once in a while.
It's also important for us to tell ourselves the truth. You know the home you're coming from. I know the home I'm coming from. So if you do that in your family, when you guys are together, nothing good comes out. We always fight. We always, there's this jealousy, there's competition, and then you get married and the person comes, you just know you're going to have trouble. So we should tell ourselves the truth. Somebody wants to come and stay not just because the person is stranded, the person wants to or needs help, but because the person wants to come to know what is going on in your home. That's a different thing. So because we know where we are coming from, that will help us to make decisions. And it is important to tell yourselves the truth. Family is important. But we know what works for us.
That's it.
Let's work with what works for us.
I remember you talked about money before. So I have a question. Are they talking only about the things they would do in the marriage when it has to do with money? Or the lady should look, if the man has money before she goes into the marriage. This is aside from what we'll do with the money when we get married. Should I just get married to someone who I don't know? He doesn't have anything tangible he does. He just sits. The day work comes, he goes out to work. Or you should go for someone who has stable means of income. And how much is enough?
Okay, that's a good one. There is no amount of money that is enough. Okay? No amount of money that is enough because your tastes grow with your money, with the income.
Yeah.
You understand? We can have, let's say we're earning 50,000. We can manage a room and parlor.
Yeah.
Then you earn 1 million.
You can't
just
be
know
there.
That this room and parlor is too small.
Yeah.
You understand? So we need a change. But when it comes to what kind of person financially should I get married to? Is he a man that already has money? If you meet a man that already has money and is God's will for you, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you meet a man that is, coming up, maybe he just have a little job that he's doing here and there, this is God's will for you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But does he have prospects? Don't marry a man that don't have prospects. A man did not go to school. He did not learn a trade. He did not learn a job. He's not doing anything. Today he's a sales boy here. Tomorrow, please, the man should have prospects. He might not have the money today, but he has the desire to work.
Yes.
He's looking for something. He's aiming at something. He's diligent. He's planning. He has plans. He's working towards it. Not plan on paper. Some people have big dreams. Say, I will buy. I will buy. They're not showing any work. Faith without work is dead. So a man will just sit down there, not doing anything. Even if the man has money today, live today. Let's talk about tomorrow. What if? What can we do? What will you do? There are people that have worked as, in a very good position. Something happened because they have responsibility. They assume the job of a security man. And from a security man, somehow something came up and they left that place. For a 6 months or 1 year, they were security, and something came up and they left. So the issue is, while you are there, what are you doing? You can't just sit down there and say, I applied.
You keep dwelling on
sleep on the bed from morning to night. And then you lie down there, you wait for food. You lie down there, you drop your dirty clothes. What's that? The guy might not really have today. But I know the future. We're working towards the future. Does he have something that can fetch him something? It is important to first and foremost pray. Sometimes some of these things we're not seeing them before we got into. Maybe something happened, something came up, and we begin to see some of these things. We should also understand the devil does not want peace in the home. So he looks for any means to scatter, to bring confusion and all of that. So it is important to pray. And another thing people should do before getting married while in courtship is to pray. Let's begin to speak into the home. Let's speak into the next 10 years of this home. Let's speak into the next 20 years of this marriage. Let's begin to call forth our children, what we want them to be like. Let's take time to pray while in courtship.